Question 1, the thing that I found most interesting and most exciting about the play. Most of the Shakespeare that I've read up until this point has been tragedy, so throughout the entire play I was expecting everybody to die in the end. So at the end, when I read that they lived happily ever after and they all got married together and it was all good and well, that was really interesting to me. I found it really not necessarily exciting, but I thought it was interesting just because I kind of honestly had expected them all to die, and maybe that's just because I didn't do enough research early on to know that they wouldn't, but I thought it was really interesting that they all lived, and so I was kind of excited at the end and happy that that had happened. Question number 2, the points of conflict. There was Lysander and Demetrius, because obviously they were fighting for the girl, and they had that specific moment where they actually wanted to duel. There was the Fairy King and the Fairy Queen. They fought against each other over the Indian boy. He wanted her to give it to him, and she was like, no, I don't want to. So that was obviously a point of conflict. And then Helena versus Demetrius, where she was like, I love you, and he was like, get away from me, I'm not really into you. So there was that. Question 3, the play within the play. It kind of served as like almost a comedic, joyful conclusion, I guess, to the end of the play. And then there was the ideas of the play were recycled again into that in the end in a way that was just incredibly weird and outgoing and funny, and just out there, and kind of served as a comedic conclusion. Question number 4, is there a difference between the mortal woman and the fairy woman? Well, absolutely yes, we can see it throughout the whole play, because you have Helena and Hermia, who are like going crazy after these guys. They need them to survive, they need them to help them along, and to they need the rich guys to help them, they love them or whatever, and they need that there. And then the daddy sets up Hermia with Demetrius so that she can have a man to take care of her, and it's either get a man to take care of you that your dad wants you to, or become a nun or get executed. So there's that aspect that, again, women can't do things on their own. They need a man to take care of them. Whereas the Fairy Queen, she's just kind of like, whatevs, I don't care, I don't need you, you're not that important to me, like, I can do things on my own. Until obviously she's kind of put under the spell or whatever it is that kind of makes her like go after Bottom and essentially go a little crazy there for a while. But again, she goes back to her original attitude and allows the man back into her life, but originally she's like, I don't need you. So there's definitely a difference there. And then the depiction of gender at the end with the play within the play, the men playing women characters and all of that, or just in general in that society, again, goes back to women couldn't do things on their own. So, for example, in this play, the men who were in that play were like the leaders of the community or whatever. Not the leaders, but like the most successful men. So they were shown as being able to, do that acting, whereas women wouldn't have been able to do it because they were women, and there's no way that they could do the acting because they're women. So again, they couldn't do things on their own, and they needed a man to kind of lead the way and take the charge and do that for them. Thank you.